Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. I've got the XRP chart up here, guys, on the daily, and well, I'm sure you guys have seen it by now. XRP has taken a bit of a dip because we are seeing a conflict abroad, so this has gotten markets shaken. XRP is now down to $2.12, a far cry from where we were even just back mid-month. So XRP coming down, still holding up support, which is good news. I mean, entire markets are down. Let's just take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin also did drop, so coming up, trying to make its way above that former all-time high. Unfortunately, we did not see Bitcoin get up past that higher price. Fortunately for us, though, it is rebounding in the moment. Let's throw that on the hour to give you guys a sense of what is happening hour by hour. You guys can see that green candlestick in there. Here, if I move that up there, we saw a lot of selling pressure, a lot of selling volume. We did see the long wick on that candlestick there, short body, and hopefully that means a reversal trend to the upside. Right now, currently, as the time of this recording, one Bitcoin is going for about $104,300 per coin. So hopefully this helps bring up the rest of the market. Let me just bring up the XRP chart one more time, and yeah, I'm sure you guys can see that too. So on the XRP chart, we're seeing something similar here. We're seeing a rebound here. XRP is coming up, bouncing off support, and hopefully we see these markets return back to their normal levels. So crypto markets are down, and I'm sure we did see stock markets go down as well yesterday. Here, actually, I haven't taken a look at the stock market specifically. But yeah, okay, we did see a dip yesterday afternoon. Luckily though, well, this, for instance, the S&P 500 starting to recover. Crypto markets, though, look like they got hit a little harder because they're more volatile, they're more fragile. We're now back at 54. So as I was saying yesterday, we were creeping in the 60s, and that was a good start. But guys, now we're back to neutral, right? One step forward, two steps back. In this particular case, market cap is down by over 4%. We've got the CMC 100 down almost 5%. So a red day yesterday, but you know, not enough to really get us too terribly scared. Solana actually down almost 10%. Ouch. XRP down 5.32. We got the King Crypto Bitcoin down 3.44. Altcoins obviously did get hit a lot harder than Bitcoin. But guys, again, these are black swan events. They're going to shape the market, and the market is going to just react the way it does in the moment. So, you know, don't focus on that. Don't perseverate on that. Focus on what is real. And guys, we have been getting great news coming out, more great news. I mean, it seems like this week has been full of great news for XRP specifically. John Squire posting this. I wanted to bring this up. This is an older clip of the Tucrium CEO, Sal Gilberti. I wanted to play this just to remind you guys how good we have it. If you're in XRP today, you are in a good spot. If you have some dry powder on the sideline, perhaps this is a good time to accumulate. Again, this is not financial advice, but you know, when you see these dips, especially when they're getting close to $2, I'd say, you know, anything in and around that former resistance level at $1.96, great time to accumulate at this stage in the cycle. Tucrium has gone all in on Ripple, and for the right reasons. Listen to this.
Ripple's a company of really professional people working really hard on this. That's why we chose XRP. We believe in XRP. We're not making a price prediction, but we do believe it's a coin that will have the most utility out there. You know, Bitcoin is a store of value. I agree with Mike McGlone, but I think that XRP has a true use case. There's just no doubt about it. And the Ripple team, from the interaction we've had with them, they're really professional. They act like investment bankers over there. They know what they're doing, and they will make this work.
So there you guys have it. Sam Gilberti on Team Ripple for sure. They're like investment bankers over there, and they're just going to make this work. There are many other Ripple partners that are echoing the same kind of sentiment. Moon Lambo here posting this. Unbelievable, yet another large company creating a corporate XRP reserve. So we did get news last week, or maybe 2 weeks ago, that XRP was going to be added to a treasury reserve for another company. Well, now, guys, we have another one. This one, $500 million. Yeah, it was Weebus, I think it was. Now, guys, $500 million. XRP is such an obvious early winner in the crypto space. Success has already been cemented in. So this is a statement here from Wu Blockchain. Singapore-based Trident Digital plans to raise $500 million to establish the world's first large-scale corporate XRP reserve involving long-term XRP holdings, staking, and deep engagement in the Ripple ecosystem to strengthen its decentralized financial strategy. And so here you guys have some more details. Trident Digital Tech Holdings announces $500 million to establish XRP Treasury Reserve. And this is directly from their website here, Trident Digital Tech Holdings. So they're on the NASDAQ, by the way. They've just announced plans to raise up to $500 million to establish this large scale. Notice, too, they're mentioning that it is a large scale corporate XRP treasury. They're appointing Chains Securities as the strategic advisor. The initiative involves acquiring XRP tokens for long-term strategic reserves, implementing staking mechanisms for yield generation, and engaging within the Ripple ecosystem. So they plan on hodling long-term, and we've got the Cointelegraph article describing in some more detail what this is all about. Trident Digital Tech, a Web3 company based in Singapore, said they're going to start topping up their XRP coffers up to $500 million. By doing so, the company joins a host of others that have since May announced reserves of the XRP-created cryptocurrency. And here's a quote, guys. The initiative reflects our beliefs in the transformative potential of blockchain technology for capital allocation and cross-border value transfer. This coming from the founder and CEO of Trident. That's what he said in a statement. Through this initiative, Trident aims to demonstrate how public companies can thoughtfully and responsibly participate in the ongoing development of decentralized finance. Rather than a simple buy and hold strategy, Trident plans to use its XRP reserves to generate yield through the deployment of staking mechanisms and have a deep engagement within the Ripple ecosystem, according to the announcement. The start of the XRP reserve will occur in the second half of 2025, dependent on regulation and market conditions. On Thursday, the day of the announcement, Trident shares did fall 37.6% at the time of this writing. However, guys, I think that is just short term. I mean, the timing hasn't been that great. For the same reason that the crypto market has gone down. But Trident plans to raise capital for its XRP reserve through stock issuance, strategic placements, and other financial instruments. So they're going to be using different mechanisms to acquire XRP. With the rise of XRP treasury reserves, the cryptocurrency has become the focal point for other top cryptos, such as Bitcoin and Solana, which certain companies have been hoarding for months, in some cases years. And XRP, guys, I feel like is the cryptocurrency for this particular bull run, the crypto that a lot of companies are looking at specifically because of its performance over the last 6 months or so since Donald Trump was elected as the president of the United States. We did see that initial Trump pump. The thing about the Trump pump that I want to keep reiterating is the fact that it went up and it held. It didn't just go up on FOMO and come crashing down. So that didn't happen, guys. I think this is a good sign specifically for XRP holders. Chad Steingraber also commented on this. Okay, the initiative will focus on the acquisition of XRP tokens as long-term strategic reserves. So that is the sticking point. That is the point that I really want to highlight. Long-term strategic reserves. These guys are betting big on XRP for the long term. And if you guys are interested in what my plans are for my XRP, yes, I'm going to be selling some, but yes, I'm going to be keeping some. And what that portion is, what that percentage is, well, I'm working out the calculations and letting my Patreon subscribers know exactly what my moves are going to be during this bull run. So patreon.com/workingmoney channel if you guys are interested in following what I'm doing. We also got this news too, guys. Big news from USDC. Okay, this may seem minor, says Darren Moore, but I assure you it is significant. Large institutions use USDC, and now there's interoperability among all chains with native USDC and USDC that lives on the XRP ledger. So Circle just made a huge announcement. USDC is now live on the XRP ledger, and so maybe there were some reasons why Ripple wanted to purchase Circle, and now maybe it's become a little clearer why Circle did reject the bid. So with the launch of the native USDC on the XRP ledger, now developers, institutions, and users gain the support of the world's largest regulated stablecoin. So this is a quality asset now being utilized on the XRP ledger. Enterprise B2B payments, okay, so they use USDC for global money movement and improve capital efficiency across borders. DeFi, liquidity, and provisioning. USDC can be used by market makers to bootstrap liquidity for token pairs and FX flows. Financial infrastructure apps, so custodians, wallets, and fintech platforms can integrate USDC to offer faster, more transparent settlement options. USDC is a trusted digital dollar powering innovation in payments, DeFi, and global finance. With the addition of XRPL, USDC is now supported natively on 22 blockchains. So guys, it's becoming more ubiquitous. And this is very important for the bigger picture, for the bigger story. And I'm going to explain why. So Pompeius, guys, posted this. Okay, you have no idea how major this is. Well, everyone slept on the headline. Ripple just hijacked USDC's velocity. And with it, they flipped the liquidity war. This is how it becomes more important for the XRP ledger, guys. So stablecoins aren't just tokens. They're settlement fuel in the new digital economy. So just keep that in mind. The chain that routes the most stablecoin volume becomes the new SWIFT. Let me read that again. The chain that routes the most stablecoin volume becomes the new SWIFT. That volume used to be stuck on Ethereum, Solana, and AVAX, and now it's flowing on the XRP ledger. USDC on the XRP ledger is different, though. This isn't about another blockchain integration. USDC flows on XRPL speed with RLUSD symmetry, no gas fees, institutional grade. The outcome, XRP becomes the inevitable middle layer for the real digital dollar. Don't forget, all of this is going to be fueled by XRP. This is Ripple playing 4D chess. Let Circle bring the stablecoin. Let institutions trust the USDC, which they already do, guys. Let the world root value. Then settle it all on XRP rails. This is how you absorb momentum without making a sound. So most will miss what just happened. They'll think it's just another announcement, but essentially, this is now just kind of minted the XRPL as the rails for another valuable asset. Create a USD XRP dual engine with RLUSD plus USDC. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to wonder, well, what does that mean for RLUSD? At the end of the day, it's going to be about utility. And, for certain purposes, we're going to see certain stable coins fill those purposes. So RLUSD has always been about enterprise. USDC came earlier and it was more retail and institution focused. But we could start seeing a mix and match. And guys, ultimately, the more liquidity that runs on the XRP ledger, the better it is for XRP holders. That's what we care about. So it was always documented. Remember, this integration benefits both parties, says Smoke here. Ripple and the XRPL benefit through enhanced utility of RippleNet via seamless USDC settlement, increase on-chain activity and demand for XRPL-based DeFi, strengthening appeal to enterprise clients seeking regulated dollar-backed assets, synergy between XRP for liquidity and USDC for stable settlement, and Circle benefits from this as well. Access to Ripple's global payment infrastructure, integration with the XRPL's decentralized financial rails, expanded distribution across enterprise corridors and blockchain ecosystems. So don't forget, they have more exposure now. It's not an acquisition, but it is close enough. So could we consider this the acquisition? Even Reese Merrick here saying, now there are now 5 high-quality fiat-backed stablecoins now live on the XRP ledger. So it's RLUSD, USDC, Straits, okay, the XSGD from, I think that's from Singapore, the EUROP or EUROP, and the Brazilian USD as well. So the amount of stablecoins, high quality, let me reiterate, high quality stablecoins now running on the XRP ledger. This means, well, we're getting closer to all the money. And I want to remind you, Rosie Rios, former treasurer of the United States of America, is on Ripple's board. And I'm playing you guys these older clips for a reason so that we remember where this is going. Listen to this.
Crypto has been in the news time and time again, and I just want to share that I am on the board of Ripple. Ripple is XRP. And so when people ask me the question, why did you join the board of Ripple? I joined the board of Ripple because XRP serves a purpose. It's a function that facilitates cross-border payments. It's not some store of value, kind of arbitrary value that is not pegged to anything. This is actually what legitimate financial institutions use specifically for cross-border payments. So instead of days and dollars, it's seconds and cents. And that is the future, in my opinion.
And that was from a few years ago now, but I think you guys probably realize how important this is. So wanted to thank Amelie there, wanted to thank Reese Merrick, Smoke, wanted to thank Pompeius, wanted to thank Darren Moore, wanted to thank Chad Steingraber, I believe, Chad for that one, Moon Lambo, and John Squire for posting those. Anders here, guys, bringing this to our attention as well. So with regards to the XRPL and now the native issuance of the USDC. Like the statement said, the XRPL became the 22nd blockchain network USDC is natively issued on. This is interesting since the XRP ledger was the first blockchain network with tokenization. Most of its history, XRP has been either the third or second largest crypto by market cap, which is the native cryptocurrency on the XRP ledger. But now, guys, now we have a larger cryptocurrency, or actually, no, they're not actually. No, Tether is well, technically larger than XRP by market cap, but USDC has climbed the ranks at points in time. We are probably going to see that develop more as we do see a liquidity shift. So from simply a popularity perspective, it makes little sense that the XRPL was this 22nd blockchain network USDC was issued on. By also removing BTC from the debate, XRPL should have been the second network USDC being issued on from a popularity liquidity perspective after Ethereum, but it wasn't. There must have been some other forces at play here. But now, guys, this is a clear sign things are shifting for the XRP ledger. And he just shows us all the other blockchains that USDC was issued on before the XRP ledger. So that is interesting. Probably, they probably did want to resist for a long time. But guys, the writing's on the wall. It's one of those things where you kind of have to join them if you can't beat them. Wrath of Kahneman also commenting on the RLUSD, okay, and Hidden Road. So getting back to Hidden Road, the prime brokerage acquisition, and Apex, okay, asked about the interaction between the XRPL, between XRP and the RLUSD. Higgins of Hidden Road said, "We're excited to clear the first XRP futures on the CME. Why? Hidden Road makes a basis trade where they buy XRP spot and sell XRP futures on the CME, locking in the price difference, profiting if the gap narrows. The problem is the two markets have different hours. CME only on weekdays, adding risk on the weekends. Using RLUSD as collateral lets them flexibly cover their margins off hours to keep them from being liquidated. By reducing risk with the RLUSD, Hidden Road hopes to profit more buying XRP and XRP futures." So I'm sorry I'm moving back and forth here, but there is so much here that does just scream extreme utility, not just minimal utility. This is what we've been seeing with the cross-border payment providers, the overseas partnerships. Guys, this is enterprise grade. When we talk prime brokerage, when we discuss how XRP is going to be utilized, the demand is going to increase so much. It is going to be unreal. On top of which, if we're talking about strategic reserves, okay, going back to the Trident story, SBI Holdings and SBI Shinsei Bank announces a $50 million strategic investment in Circle. So, not strategic reserves, but another investment in the company that has now just been issued on the XRP ledger. And this was just back from a few days ago, June the 9th, 2025. Of course, SBI. Also, a huge investor in Ripple and XRP. Do hold, I think they're a corporate entity that holds, I think they're the only corporate entity that holds the largest sum of XRP. So as a corporate entity, they hold XRP, so they have a vested interest in this as well. Wanted to thank Bank XRP and the Wrath of Kahneman and, of course, Anders for posting those. Remember why I said this was important? This is a high-quality digital asset. USDC is high quality. I mean, you can talk about meme coins all day long, but really, guys, this is where the money's going to be. XRP Drops posting this. David Schwartz about stablecoins on the XRP Ledger and the XRPL DEX. One thing that has been missing on the XRP Ledger DEX is a large number of high-quality assets, like high-quality US dollar stablecoins. And now, guys, that has changed.
That's super exciting. Yeah, so on the stablecoin front, that's mostly happening through the Ripple X side, the XRP Ledger side of Ripple. We've recently announced partnerships with Stasis, which is the leading Euro stablecoin, one of the top 10 stablecoins globally, and Novati, which brings large ERC20 stablecoins like USDC and USDT, as well as an Australian dollar stablecoin to the XRP Ledger DEX. One of the things that's been missing on the XRP Ledger DEX is like a large number of high quality assets. Like there's XRP, and then there's a couple of like medium, and then there's a long tail of interesting stablecoins, but not access to a high quality US dollar stablecoin obviously is extremely important. So, and the Euro stablecoins, that's going to help bring some of those things to the XRP Ledger side.
This is what's going to get liquidity up. This is what's going to get everything moving. And people are already using the USDC. Not a lot of companies are using RLUSD quite yet. So guys, this is just going to bring utility quicker, I think, I hope. And again, for more information on, basically, I'm keeping my thumb on the pulse of the market. And my crypto sell targets are going to change if we do see real world utility come sooner rather than later. And so these are all the little hints that we got to look at. Follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel for more info on that. Anders here, guys, posting this. This is also interesting. The name of Ripple's stablecoin, RLUSD, I'd like to call it the real dollar, Ripple USD. Brad Garlinghouse posted that on June the 12th, 2024. Well, it is June the 12th, 2025, exactly 1 year later, and now we get the announcement of the RLUSD, a high-quality stablecoin running on the XRP ledger natively. Guys, is it a coincidence? Are we seeing ourselves purportedly getting richer in real time? If not actually, at least theoretically. It's all a waiting game. We do still have to see the market rallying. Luckily, we are holding significant support, but that's just my opinion. Check out the Patreon too if you want to hear more opinions about where I think the market's going to go. Conversely, you can check out the Working Money Channel merch store. Link is in the description of the video. But again, guys, just my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.